Good Witch. 10 times Nick and Grace weren't real friends. Fans of The Good Witch were conflicted when Sam Radford and Cassie Nightingale began dating because they were shipping the pair's respective children, Nick and Grace, since the first episode. It was clear the bond between Sam and Cassie was strong, but Nick and Grace's were stronger. Once Sam and Cassie officially started dating, all hopes of Nick and Grace fell apart now that they were about to be related. However, their relationship wasn't always as close as it was when the two graduated high school. Let's take a look back at the pair's worst moments that prove they weren't as close as fans thought. Nick planted the school's mascot in Grace's locker in the second episode of the series. Nick is off to a bad start at school when he attempts to steal the school's mascot. His plan goes awry when the school's principal stops him in the hallway. To save himself, he shoved the mascot into Grace's locker and walked away, leaving Grace to take the heat for theft. Even after Grace is caught with the mascot, all Nick cares about is if she ratted him out or not. It doesn't take a magical witch like Cassie to realize that Nick wasn't the kindest of kids in the beginning. Nick lied to Grace about helping Anthony. Nick didn't have the most stable upbringing. With Sam and Linda working so much and their inevitable divorce, Nick fell into the wrong crowd in New York City. It didn't help that Nick's mother Linda lied often. In Running Scared, Anthony is having a hard time training for the upcoming race, so Grace suggests that Nick trains him. Nick declines, which prompts Grace to call him selfish. Oddly enough, later that night, Sam thanks Grace for getting Nick involved with training Anthony for the race. Grace knew the truth and was annoyed that Nick was using her a part of his lie to his dad. And Grace got Sam involved after finding out about Nick's lies. The Good Witch episode, Running Scared, was viewed positively by fans. In it, Grace talks to Anthony and realizes that Nick really wasn't training Anthony. She wanted to tell Sam that Nick was lying to him, but found a sneakier way of letting the cat out of the bag. She invited Anthony over, only to make him leave as soon as Sam pulled up in the driveway. She knew Sam would ask Anthony how training was going with Nick, which would inevitably show Nick's lie. To her delight, her plan worked and got Nick into trouble. Grace didn't share food with Nick during the storm. Grace is one of the smartest students at school, which bothers Nick from time to time because there's nothing she's bad at. The two began butting heads even more in Together We Stand, when they were locked in school with Anthony due to a storm. With the three of them hungry and looking for food, Grace decided to only share her one candy bar with Anthony, leaving Nick out. Nick, of course, is mad and judges them for eating without him.